The house stood at the end of Whispering Pines Lane. It was a towering Victorian mansion, shrouded in overgrown ivy and years of neglect. Locals told tales of a family that vanished within its walls, their fate a mystery. Some whispered of strange lights and chilling sounds emanating from the house at night. No one dared to venture near. The house remained empty for decades. It became a local legend, a haunting reminder of the unknown. The paint peeled, the roof sagged, and the windows stared out like empty eyes. But the house on Whispering Pines Lane was waiting. It was waiting for new occupants, new souls to draw into its darkness. Jenna and Mark were young and full of dreams. They were newlyweds, eager to start their lives together. When they saw the old Victorian mansion on Whispering Pines Lane, they were captivated by its potential. They dismissed the local stories as mere superstition.
Mark, can you imagine the possibilities here? This place could be our dream home.
Absolutely, Jenna. We'll make it ours, no matter what the locals say.
The house was a project, a challenge they were eager to embrace. They poured their savings into renovations, tearing down rotting wallpaper and sanding creaky floorboards. They envisioned a happy future within those walls, their laughter filling the rooms that had been silent for so long. The house on Whispering Pines Lane was theirs now. The first few weeks in the house were exciting. Jenna and Mark worked tirelessly, their love fueling their ambition. But as the days turned into weeks, a subtle unease began to creep in. Shadows seemed to linger in the corners of their vision. They would hear the floorboards creak upstairs when they knew they were alone.
Mark, did you hear that? It sounded like footsteps.
It's probably just the old house settling, Jenna. Nothing to worry about.
One evening, as they sat by the fireplace, they heard a whisper. It was faint, barely audible, but unmistakable. They dismissed it as the wind whistling through the old walls.
Did you hear that, Mark? It sounded like a whisper.
It's just the wind, Jenna. This old place has a lot of drafts.
But the whispers continued, growing more frequent and more distinct. They seemed to come from the walls themselves, whispering their secrets to the night.
Leave this place.
The house on Whispering Pines Lane was starting to reveal its true nature. One afternoon, while exploring the attic, Mark stumbled upon a hidden compartment behind a loose brick. Inside he found a small, leather-bound diary. The pages were brittle and yellowed with age.
This diary, it belonged to Elizabeth Crane, the former mistress of the house.
Her elegant script detailed a life of increasing paranoia and fear. Elizabeth wrote of strange occurrences in the house, objects moving on their own, disembodied voices, and a feeling of being watched. She believed the house was haunted, that a malevolent presence lurked within its walls. Her entries grew increasingly frantic, culminating in a chilling final entry.
"They are here," she wrote. "They are in the walls."
As Jenna and Mark delved deeper into Elizabeth's diary, they uncovered the truth about the family that had vanished. The Cranes had been driven to madness by the house, their sanity slowly eroded by the whispers and the shadows.
One by one they disappeared, their fates unknown.
Elizabeth's diary ended abruptly, leaving their fate a chilling mystery. The whispers grew louder, more insistent. They seemed to taunt Jenna and Mark, mocking their fear.
The house feels alive, its darkness pressing in on us from all sides.
They had awakened something malevolent, something that had been dormant for years, and now it wanted them gone. Fear turned to terror as Jenna and Mark realized the true nature of their predicament. They were trapped in the house with an unseen entity, its whispers a constant reminder of their isolation. They tried to leave, to escape the suffocating darkness that had enveloped their lives, but every attempt was met with resistance.
Doors slammed shut, windows refused to open, and the whispers intensified, becoming a cacophony of disembodied voices.
The house did not want them to leave. It had claimed them as its own, just as it had claimed the Cranes before them. They were prisoners in their own home, their dreams transformed into a waking nightmare. One stormy night, Jenna and Mark made a desperate bid for freedom. Driven by sheer terror, they packed a small bag and made their way to the front door. The house resisted their every move, the wind howling like a banshee, as if in league with their tormentor.
But we were determined to escape.
As they stumbled out into the storm, they could hear the whispers behind them, angry and vengeful. They didn't look back.
We ran through the pouring rain, our breath ragged, our hearts pounding in our chests.
They ran until they could run no more, collapsing on the side of the road, the storm raging around them. They had escaped the house on Whispering Pines Lane, but they knew they would never truly be free. The whispers, the shadows, the feeling of being watched. These things would stay with them forever.
And the house remained, standing alone at the end of the lane, waiting for its next victims, its whispers echoing in the night.